you're having a great week so far, and thanks for tuning into this vlog today. So I want to talk very briefly, and very briefly, about this Discipleship Square that 3DM have used, and you've heard me mention the name Mike Breen before, and this is one of their tools for discipleship. And so we often wonder, how do we actually go through the process of discipleship? Well, first of all, we've got to give access to our lives to other people so that they can see us, how we operate, how we worship, how we do mission, how we do life within the context of family and church and work and all of that kind of thing. But there is a bit of a process that can go through that helps people to get to a point of confidence in following Jesus. And so if we think about it in this way, medical people will be aware of this, apprentices will be aware of this, is that before you let loose on anything, is that often you spend some time watching somebody who is competent in a particular area. So you may spend just a few weeks or a few months observing and watching what somebody does. That's the first stage of discipleship. Then you can be moved into a new area, a new phase where you may begin to feel a little bit vulnerable or incompetent in certain areas or certain ways, and that's okay, because it's all part of the growth process. But you you do something along with somebody who helps them and helps you in the work of discipleship and mission. So how are you going to grow? So if you've got a question about prayer, how do you pray? You invite somebody in to be a part of your prayer time so that they experience what it looks like for you to pray, and you get them to help along in the process. And then you can move into this other area, which is you do and I'll help. So then you invite them and say, okay, you lead a time of prayer and I'll be involved in that process with you, and you begin to shape some more competence and confidence in what you're teaching. And then you move through into this final area of you do and I watch. And to be honest, these two areas are the largest proportion of time that's necessarily needed in the work of discipleship or leadership. Actually, you could use this for as well. And these two areas are maybe the shortest amount of time. But then you go into this you do and I'll watch. And so the roles are reversed, and you begin to, the disciple begins to observe the disciple. And then they are released to be able to do the very same thing. Because the aim of discipleship is not to keep feeding and to keep fat, but is that you might make disciples who make disciples who make disciples. And so we follow the process. We're getting to the point where disciples are confident in being able to disciple others in the ways of Jesus. I hope that's helped. Maybe just give you a bit of a framework for discipleship and how you can work with other people. And may you have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you on Sunday if you're able to join with us.